I'm gonna show you how you can make studying more fun. And if you're watching this and you don't really enjoy studying and you find studying is just kind of something that's really annoying, something that feels like a chore that you have to do, then this video is for you. This is probably going to be the most valuable video that you're gonna watch today. So I'm an A-level student who recently graduated high school. I think I could tell you a thing or two about how to make studying more fun and enjoyable. If you can make studying just a little bit more fun, just a little bit, it doesn't have to be a lot, you'll be able to study more consistently and become a top student. So the first thing that you need to do is to change your mindset. So now studying for you, it's not going to be a chore. It's not something that you're forced to do. It's something that you get to do. You get to study because you get to learn and get into a top university so you can get a high-paying job and so you get to retire your parents. So basically what I've done there is I've just removed all of the have, like I have to do this, I have to do that, and I've just replaced it with the word get. So now that I've told you this, you kind of feel like studying kind of becomes a little bit more appealing, right? Because it's not something that you have to do anymore. It's something that you get to do. So now that I've changed your mindset, the second thing that you need to do is to make studying fun. And I know I've just repeated this point, but hear me out. This is completely different to what you're thinking. What I'm trying to say is that you need to make studying an enjoyable thing to do. So this is a piece of candy. After you study, you're going to eat that piece of candy straight afterwards. Now that candy doesn't have to be candy. It can be like reading, watching like Netflix or something. The point is that you want to reward yourself after studying. And the sooner that you reward yourself, the more you will trick your brain into thinking that, oh, if I study, I will be able to get this reward. And over time, your brain will start to associate studying with the reward. But even if there is no reward, your brain will want to study because it anticipates this reward. So the third thing that you want to do is to enjoy the process. You see, step 2 was trying to make studying more fun. But step 3, now it's a little bit more advanced from step 2. So how can you do this? Well, firstly, most students are studying completely wrong. They read from their textbook, they read from their notes, and then they think to themselves, why is studying so boring? So what you want to do, instead of these things, you want to do active recall. This means past papers. This means flashcards and everything else in between. Because when you're doing active recall, it's actually challenging. Like reading the textbook, reading your notes, rewriting your notes, it's not challenging at all. So what you want to do instead of these passive studying methods, you want to be doing active recall. But I'm not gonna lie to you, past papers is probably the most challenging method. But challenging doesn't mean that it's going to be boring. Challenge can be fun. Think of the video games that you've played in the past. For me, when I was a kid, I remember playing Angry Birds. And there was just one level that I just could not complete. I kept trying and trying for like 3 hours until I finally completed it. When I completed it, I felt so elated. I felt so wonderful. What I'm trying to say is that most video games that are addicting, they have an element of challenge. They have an element of competition. That's why they have PvP in games. They make you like fight players and other stuff. It's because it stimulates challenge. It stimulates competitiveness. So you want to make studying a challenge, not something that's too easy. Because if it's too easy, your brain is just going to be like, nah, fuck this, I don't want to do this. And here's a little tip when you're doing past papers. You want to set a timer. Oh, that is a terrible drawing. You want to set a timer. I don't know if you can see this, but this is supposed to be your watch. So the next time you try and do past papers, try and time yourself. You will work so much faster. Whenever I time myself, firstly, I'm simulating the exam conditions. And secondly, it gives me an incentive to finish the past paper in the fastest amount of time possible. And when that happens, my brain is completely locked in on the task. So the very last thing that you need to do is to do a dopamine detox. I'm gonna be honest, the main reason why you think studying is boring is because your brain is screwed up. So I was around 15 years old and I'm sitting on the top bunk of a train, and then I opened the curtain and I asked my dad, "Hey dad, do you have a phone that I can borrow for just a second? I really want to play Scrabble. Do you mind giving me your phone just for a little bit?" So I got his phone, but I didn't go into Scrabble. I went on Google, opened an incognito tab, and I started watching porn. And I just started watching my screen, my eyes were just glued to the screen, and I was just watching all that stuff going on, and it was heaven. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to spare you the details, but afterwards, I remember feeling like a piece of shit. And this was my dad's phone, my father's phone that I used to watch porn. And it was around that time where I just kind of started getting really, really addicted to porn. And that kind of fucked me over so badly. And I couldn't even concentrate in class without thinking about the last video that I watched. So what I think you need to do is to remove all the little instant gratification activities. Maybe it's for you, it's scrolling on social media. Like me, maybe you're a porn addict, or maybe it's just video games. But the point is, the more you remove yourself of all these things that cause your brain to go haywire, the more you're going to be able to enjoy hard things like studying. You'd love doing harder and harder things, like going for a run, going to the gym, and all of those healthy self-improvement activities. Because at the end of the day, self-improvement is what is really going to help you get the best grades. It's no secret. I mean, if you improve your life, if you improve yourself, improve your body, improve your mind, naturally, you're going to be better at studying as well. So I know that this video is supposed to be a video on how you can make studying more fun, but at the core of it all, self-improvement is the key. And that's what my free community, Successful Students, is all about. It's not just about getting the best grades possible. It's about improving yourself and getting to a level where getting good grades just becomes effortless. If you want to check it out, I can link it down in the description and the pinned comment below. But as always, may God guide us on the right path, and I'll see you in the next video.